Pharmaceutical.
Pharmaceutical. Pharmaceutical.
Pharmaceutical.
Pharmaceutical.
Car belongs to a fleet of vehicles that's registered to a pharmaceutical company. Pharmaceutical company. Pharmaceutical company.
Was no actually, some people make it work. Others, others run off with a pharmaceutical rap. Spend your life savings on a pontoon boat.
And you said you're doing pharmaceutical consulting. It's a pretty large workload.
All right, he's a conduit for pharmaceuticals. He's been protecting the location of someone presumed dead. He's been accused of this Nigerian drug fraud scam.
Got it from this guy.
Bruce Matthews runs a amateur unlicensed pharmaceutical operation on the corner of 30th and Lexington.
We bought stock in Sanguitech.
Pharmaceutical company behind the synth blood.
We got in early.
Drugs? Legal ones. Major stockholder in Viadoxic Pharmaceutical.
Viadoxic and St. Mary's in less than a week. Coincidence?
What can I do for you?
Oh, well, some of the pharmaceutical journals found that I was involved in the case.
Nanovex? Nanovex is in the company Landis Pharmaceuticals investing $100 million in Nanovex?
All my fault. I mean, the doctors, the pharmaceutical companies, the rehab centers, they're all in cahoots.
You're off the Gruber pharmaceutical case.
No.
That's interesting.
What? Hannawall Pharmaceuticals?
Appendix.
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 Like filth.
I had an uncle there, a medical missionary. Had to take out his own appendix on horseback.
Oh, forget your uncle's appendix. No one else is covering this.
It's your appendix, Jack. It's your appendix, Jack. It's your appendix, Jack.
I heard my leg jumping out of a second-floor window at a hospital they'd taken me to get my appendix out. To get my appendix out. To get my appendix out.
No. What, do you mean like an appendix out? No.
Or LASIK surgery?
Oh.
I've been saving something for an emergency, like a burst appendix or a first date bikini wax.
Nothing. Thank God he's still got his appendix and tonsils. So, what looks like TTP
Busy. I removed an appendix, a gallbladder, and about 1.5 feet of bowels.
Where's your loyalty?
75 says he can't even ID the appendix.
I'll take that action.
Four-month-old baby, 14-year-old girl just had her appendix out.
Dormant.
Dormant. Dormant.
Dormant.
Dormant.
I've never seen a move like that.
They're dormant. They're dormant. They're dormant. They're awaiting stimulus.
Every single theory. Repeated infection by a virus. New appearance by a dormant virus. Dormant virus. Dormant virus. Single virus. New virus.
Near has a hereditary blood disease, thalassemia. If not apparent during childhood, it can lay dormant until midlife or later. There have been recent intercepts of requests.
Take it as a favor. It's a dormant operation called ministry.
Time. What does he do during the rest of the year?
He's dormant.
I know. I've been a little dormant lately, but I've still got a lot of ideas.
Beneath Farringdon Road. The Gellamchitis had just emerged from a dormant period.
Old heckler punched him in his juggling pins, kicked up the dormant bacteria in his pelvis.
A ghost that shows itself only while the darker things that now govern their souls lay dormant.
And they've been dormant a very long time.
It's always been here. Dormant in nature for weeks, months, maybe years.
There is a reason why the magic in the royal bloodline has been dormant since they assumed the throne.
Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Bow.
Oh.
So, I certainly think we owe you something.
Wait, sit down!
You owe me a toast, Mr. Wildhorn.
I'm good for it.
Anna Peterson, you owe him an apology
right now. No fucking way.
You watch your mouth, young lady.
Jesus, George. Now, listen. You owe me a CAT scan. I want more blood. Also, you look like hell.
Peterson? I think I owe you an apology, sir.
Well, I should say you do.
I owe him that.
Then let's go give a profile.
God bless you, Jim Rennie. How much do I owe you?
Ho, ho, ho.
How much do you owe?
You an apology, sir?
You owe a hell of a lot more than that, soldier.
Yes, I know, and I'm sorry.
Won't fly well with Pakistan.
I'll alert them in advance. As long as they're in the loop, we'll be all right. Not that we owe them any favors.
Maritime.
Maritime. Maritime. Maritime.
Maritime.
Barbados in 1676 on one of the most ruinous voyages in maritime history. In maritime history. In maritime history. Ship never reached destination.
What do you mean by that?
That Alaska has a very narrow maritime border between a foreign country, Russia, and on our other side.
He drowns and then is cut in half later in some maritime mishap. Maritime mishap. Maritime mishap.
He.
Sailors on dozens of ships are coming to Hawaii for RIMPAC.
RIMPAC is the world's largest multinational maritime exercise.
RIMPAC is a military ballet.
He could find you a ship and a crew. And he collects rare maritime maps.
Maritime protocol demands physical retribution. Oh my God, no, physical.
Worked here as a security guard?
Yes, I'm the museum's head curator. We specialize in historical maritime artifacts. Was it some kind of accident?
Body dump.
I wasn't sure. I saw the sea creature clasp and remembered he was from a maritime kingdom.
Yes, he was. He's from a maritime kingdom, and he loved to sail. Perhaps you came across him in the high seas. His name's Prince Eric.
Hug.
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 Happening? I'm hugging you. I'm your boss. Didn't you hug your last boss?
Oh, no. He wasn't a hugger. He patted me on the back once and I lost a filling.
Come on, bring it in. Okay. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, old Bernie. He loved to hug and kiss on those older women. Women his age now.
Give her a big hug and big kiss for me and tell her that Mama misses her. Tell her that she is my angel.
But it's over now. Hey. Oh, my God. Do not hug me with no pants on. Do not hug me with no pants on.
You're right. Respect. Respect.
If I hug you, are they gonna shoot us? I'm willing to risk it if you are.
You know, we're getting dangerously close to hug territory, so I'm gonna fall back. You need a ride?
Turns out that being CEO, I actually have some work to do.
I don't want to go to Vegas anymore.
I know.
I just want to hug them and embarrass them in front of their friends.
I know. And Alex, my God.
Oh, I feel like we ended that last hug too soon. Come on again.
Oh, wow, that's a lot of hugging.
She's right. Why hug when you can
Man shake.
I already feel better.
Me too. See what the power of a hug can do? Just saved us a long plane ride with a toddler.
And a cat that we didn't want.
Oh, we're still getting that.
Seemed like you could use a hug, too.
Your father's an extraordinary man.
Do you need a tissue or a hug or something?
Go hug yourself.
Catholic or Catholic.
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 A piece. It is the defining monument of the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church. The Catholic Church. We now know that the Nazis have stolen it.
Oh, gee, Hank. I didn't know you were Catholic. Catholic. Catholic.
He has mirrors in his house.
Yeah, well, we don't like being photographed.
You go to Mass.
My mother was Catholic. My mother was Catholic. My mother was Catholic.
Mary
has allied itself with the fascists.
I'm sorry, but in this house, we are Catholics.
Catholic in America is very different than Catholic in Spain.
I've heard the Loyalists.
Have LA pick him up. Tell us about Rebecca, Jack.
Her parents were devout Catholics. A week after they found out, they sent Rebecca to live with an aunt down in LA. Never saw her again.
I never imagined I'd see you here. You Catholic?
No, thank you. Bible quote, right? So why did they pull a quote from the Douay Rheims edition, a Catholic Bible?
Yeah. One guy. Stood out to me because I went to Catholic school. Lightbringer's another name for the devil. It's here in the no pile.
You're devout Catholic.
My parents were. We used to go to church all the time.
It's a charm.
They are devoted Catholics. How do you think they will respond to a play that's wall-to-wall nun-sluts and horny priests?
Look, I'm in perpetual purgatory. You ever feel like that?
Purgatory it's a Roman Catholic belief.
You and Nancy.
Boy or girl, what we're gonna name it. We're gonna raise it Catholic or Buddhist, but all that, Paul. If we don't talk, we...
Echo.
Echo. Echo. Echo. Echo.
There it is. Watch this.
Well, you can't echo.
Watch this. Just beep. See? Echo. 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 What? That's what we should call it. Echo.
Transposing the sea, because bats use echo, echo, echo to navigate.
I told you to get that echo fixed.
My down.
An hour to repair it. The Eldorado Truss is the terminus of the wire, right? So all you gotta do is ping the wire and the pulse echo will tell you how far away it is.
We were making noise, too. Besides, the strength of a sonar echo was directly proportional to the size of a ship.
No, absolutely not. Speakerphone, no, I wouldn't do that.
Yes, I am. I can hear the echo.
Oh my God, you're right. Hang on 1 second, I'll take you off.
Well, I certainly can't impress them with some of the stories rattling around the mainstream media echo chamber. The women I meet are smart enough to know what they're missing out on.
I'm flattered, but if I gave in everyone that flattered me, I'd have a dozen kids in a vaginal echo chamber. An echo of memories that will never die.
Natalia, I hear an echo.
Sounds off. There's an echo or something. I want to test it.
Right now. I can ping an echo request, see if there's other receivers out there, how many Hydra agents can communicate this way.
Filth.
Filth.
Filth. Filth. Filth.
Oh, Henry, stop looking at that filth.
They'll do it. How many years have I had to listen to this? The filth, the filth, the filth. Deranged and twisted and just ignorant enough to be serious.
Running a prison is tougher than it looks. It's hard maintaining order in a place filled with so much filth and chaos. Treats for a little while, staying away from all the filth.
What do you want? Transfer?
Homework to do. Tell me some of the shit you've learned, fuck-ass, before I pistol whip you.
Okay. I believe in death, destruction, chaos, filth, and greed.
Cut the shit, Dan. Come on. Tell me what I want to hear, asshole.
Totally out of control. But Mitch, this ends tonight. It's time we wipe the filth off the streets of this great city. The people of Los Angeles are not gonna take it any.
Hello? I shot that piece of filth. I shot him right in the face.
He will smell like a combination of human filth and paint thinner.
So his life of filth wasn't the problem. The clean living was.
Said to his followers, our work is to rid the nation of the purveyors of filth. If Bo Randolph doesn't heed our voices...
Fresh air! Listen up. I'd like nothing better than to leave you stewing in your own filth. But after speaking with Tom, I have a proposition for you.
Lethal.
Lethal.
Lethal. Lethal.
Lethal.
Egg. He may be cuckoo crazy, but I understand he's lethal.
You understand correctly.
Well, when I heard Manny wanted a fence, I was like, sure. Uncoordinated kid, lethal weapon. Lethal weapon. Lethal weapon. How can this go wrong?
Remote.
Yeah, I saw that double-up punch you were showing. It's lethal stuff. It's lethal stuff. It's lethal stuff.
Let's do this.
Check this out, man.
Oh! Pancreas.
Check that shit. It's lethal.
That would be painful.
Darlene City is once again at war with a drug known on the streets as vertigo. It used to be the city's most lethal vice, but the purple and green pill...
Lethal force was only necessary for the target and his bodyguard.
Vitreous humor tests positive for tetrodotoxin. 100 times more lethal than potassium cyanide, naturally occurring.
It's protected by a variety of lethal magic obstacles. Obstacles?
Is that why the machine gave us Joey's number?
I built the machine to look for lethal intent. Armed robbery wouldn't normally make the cut.
And I'm guessing he escaped. He is smart and lethal, and he killed Germans for years.
Complex tools and scientific equipment. Do you think he was exposed in the lab?
No, it's only lethal. If ingested, and you don't get treated within the first hour.
Ethnic.
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 Record. There's no such thing as a mafia. It's just an ugly ethnic stereotype. Ethnic stereotype. Ethnic stereotype. Stay.
My friend Carrie.
Yeah, you should know something. He has a thing for ethnic women. Ethnic women. Ethnic women.
Already started. Danielle, what a delightfully ethnic ensemble.
Oh, he's a white male. Serial killers tend to hunt within their own ethnic groups. I could get moved to the Strolling Christmas Carolers. I overheard their ethnic mix is short of token blonde, and I'm blonde, baby!
And fucking rice. If I see anything ethnic on this table, you are fired.
To have his country. He's been repressing an ethnic rebellion in the South. It's the TV people.
I'm not. One drop of ethnic blood and bam, I'm basically made in China like you and my toothbrush.
What does this woman look like?
She's 5'6", 120 pounds, and vaguely ethnic.
Marrow transplant?
We tried to find a match right after he was born, but ethnic donors are so hard to find.
They don't ship anymore. The Sixes and their acolytes use their new pets to engage in a little ethnic cleansing.
Rome.
Rome.
Rome. Rome.
Rome.
You're the last of us, Sam. Roam the plains of Manhattan and carry on the legacy of late-night bar hopping and casual sex with random women in good shoes.
What about a gypsy camp? They roam around in unregistered vehicles with fake insignias.
Legend has it, a husband's ghost roams here at night.
Private police force, Vanch will stay free to roam the streets.
Off Ankler.
Free to roam the world. Imagine the trouble he'd find.
You were told not to roam around unaccompanied.
I was restless.
For countless years, he's roamed the countryside, killing the innocent, leaving behind bits of his dead sister.
Is non-negotiable. I want free roam of my own house.
Fine.
There was a steaming mist in all the hollows, and it had roamed in its forlornness up the hill.
Dock.
Dock.
Dock. Dock. Dog.
No, I was just giving a lesson. I warned you, if you were late one more time, I would dock you a vacation day. Dock you a vacation day. Dock you a vacation day. You serious about that? No, yeah, dead serious.
I'm good! You've got SUVs approaching! Go to the dock!
Dock. Excellent idea.
Boy, the boat is in the air!
Says something. No, Patty's right. When I punch in late, he never dock me. He never dock me. What's it?
Signatures all over the transfer. Even if I wasn't, my boat will be in dry dock for months.
So, you will be docked the entire price of the asset.
The entire price of the asset equals a month of my pay.
She's sitting at her makeup table. That angle, that's exactly where she kept her tablet docked.
So the feed could be coming from the tablet camera.
2D or green?
Detector stable. Repeat, we are green on dock.
Mission Control, we are proud to report that we are officially underway.
Leo, I said it's an omen. If anything, we should ride in the opposite direction.
I'll meet you at the dock.
Leo!
Here, we cashed it in. Say it fell off a dock, got lost in the computer manifesto.
Anyone notice there's no damage to B-Doc?
B-Doc's restricted, you know that.
Were they gonna float me for looking?
Okay. All right, let's just head back to the dock and start again. We're done.
This week, the board decided to dock me 2 weeks' pay.
Furnace.
Furnace. Furnace. Furnace. Furnace.
Medically, this keeps it right where it's supposed to be. You gotta vent that furnace. Okay, that's a lot of compression and heat. It gets plenty of ventilation, thank you.
Well, they couldn't get you a better job. Literally anything would be better than working in the meat furnace. Furnace.
Oh, probably. That just means someone else would have to do it.
It's abysmal. Do you know the effect that can have on the cooling glass? And you call that a furnace? Furnace?
It's the best money you can buy.
Yeah, exactly. Furnaces should have character, like the pieces that are born from them.
Are you saying you can't do the job?
Of course I can do.
Ever since this morning when I first heard you sing, I've been burning in the furnace of desire. Come on, open up this door so I can see you.
The palace can be breached. That furnace?
Yes.
Agreed. Providing ventilation for the blacksmith's forge.
But Dragon actually said that was too dangerous.
He did.
There's frost on my succulent. This is a desert plant. It should not be freezing. Look, furnace needs to be replaced. I could dick pod all day. It's never getting hot again. Like your mother.
Some kind of basement.
In a house?
No, it looks bigger, like industrial. I think there's a furnace, but it's cold. It's freezing down here. I gotta turn the photos, guys. It's gonna die.
Pete. Yeah. That door. Where does it lead? The furnace room.
Which is where?
Underneath the gym.
All right, look, you guys stay here and keep looking for him in case he shows up.
We were there. Everything, mister. I've seen it with my own eyes. The ashes to survive the blast of a furnace.
And seeing truly is believing, wouldn't you say?
Jerry. What?
Look, every Wednesday, I sneak in there, I cut the hair off the stiffs before they stick them in the furnace. I sell them to beauty shops for extensions.
Wait a sec, extensions?
But the customers didn't know it came from dead people.
That's a lot less creepy. The bomb tech said that when the gas tank blew, it turned the stall into a blast furnace. So no VIN number, no license plates left.
I have to study the victim's bones.
I'm sorry. Those remains are being cremated at this very minute.
We'll call them to stop it right now.
Where's the furnace room?
Offshore.
Offshore.
Offshore. Offshore. Offshore.
Subsidized for years by Sharaven's firm. He's got at least 4 offshore accounts. Offshore accounts. Offshore accounts.
Found the payphone.
Uh-huh. We maintain accounts offshore until we get approvals.
What, to get around approvals?
To get.
Weather report.
Pharisees. Some bad guys offshore shouldn't be a problem.
Good.
Hey, why don't you do what I do? Incorporate offshore. The Bahamas don't exactly sweat your paperwork, and the IRS.
We did nothing.
I think you'll find a way to manage. I'm sure you have all kinds of things offshore for a rainy day.
Crazy.
Watch. Cash. Direct deposit into one of my offshore accounts.
Around. Even found some offshore accounts of his, I did.
You only do that if you're trying to hide it.
Where's the ledger for the offshore accounts?
Already boxed up, sir.
Right.
Clean. 10 million? Where did he transfer it to? To an offshore account in the Caymans.
You could force her to transfer the money to an offshore account.
Pay her own ransom.
Innocence?
Yeah, he used aliases and offshore bank accounts, shell companies, but yeah.
It's an offshore account. CIA used it to fund black ops.
You know, this kid has millions of dollars in an offshore account. Money that...
Freight.
Freight.
Freight. Freight.
Freight.
When I was finished dealing with Casey, the thought of having a baby just hit me like a freight train. Freight train. Freight train.
You can't be here. I'll give you some money, that's it, then you go.
Joe, a little money. Where am I gonna go?
You hop a freight train, you beat it the hell out of time.
Yeah, National Soup had overstock. They had to dump.
And you ship by train?
Of course they did. It was half as much as air freight.
Through Mexico, 115 degrees, and you ship by train.
Cross National Freight entrusted your clients to drive our train. They drove it too fast. They derailed it.
Cheers, love. Oh, careful with those now, guys. All of it into the freight elevator.
Girls, probably?
It's possible.
Yeah, you fit a lot more than 20 girls in a freight container. More like 40, but not for long. So by now, they're probably headed south to Mexico.
How much to book passage for 3? We'll take only freight and baggage.
Guy who put McQuaid in that hospital bed.
I'm not against you going. But if you're looking for revenge, you're gonna have to find somebody else to pay your freight.
I don't want revenge. I just want to prove to everyone that Belenko is not who he says he is and bring him in.
The guy we're looking for is using freight trains to get around. He targets homes within a mile of the tracks.
His clothes and his suitcase were still in his room. The victim was here on business, works for Mason Freight. We found a cell phone charger, but no cell phone on his person, in his car, or in his room.
Investigation showed random shootings. 2 truckers hauling freight from New York.
One of our own we lost here, so I don't want anybody in here who doesn't belong.
Oh, well, it's nice to put a face to all that bailout money.
And how do you pay for your shirt?
Oh, this is full freight from the Gap. I'm in pharmaceuticals.
Oh, yeah?
Invoice.
Invoice. Invoice. Invoice.
Invoice.
I don't remember. Invoices? No, I don't have any invoices from her because she paid me cash. Once, she paid me cash once.
The orders are fake.
Bing. Invoices show the factory sold an order to a confectionery at 134 Rue de Lombard in Brussels.
These are the invoices from the last few jobs Alberto did.
There's a handwritten note in Spanish attached to this invoice. Invoice.
How do we do this?
We spend just enough to stop the bleeding. We use cash where we can, and we get Mike to write an invoice.
I tell Bridget. I make sure Bridget confirms a conference call and CCs me on the invoice.
It's actually one of my better business ideas. What I'd do was, I would send out these fake invoices to all the big companies, and if it was under $1,000, they wouldn't check them out.
Just need to get a signature on these invoices.
Why the hell are you naked?
Steam room etiquette?
Bend over, nice and deep.
It's your smoking gun?
It's an invoice for syringes.
Yes, from?
Great. Give us an official invoice, and I'll have Helen cut you a check.
Oh, got it right here.
And FinScore is paying kickbacks into the Jason Figueroa campaign. What I need are invoices so I can see who's getting paid. Right.
There's a year's worth of invoices in here. Someone building a case?
Offers me $20,000. All I had to do was fake some invoices.
But instead of taking the money, you asked him to commit murder.
No.
Archives. Archives.
Archives.
Archives.
Archives.
Eyes. They're to destroy bridges, train tracks, archives, art.
Jesus.
This is Jamie's favorite show. Actually, it's quite good. You should check it out.
I think he's like from Munich or something, but I wanted to get his voice for my archives. And he's always lecturing how the world's real currency is.
Do you know they raided the National Archives? The National Archives? The National Archives?
Hi. The library's paper archives only go back for 10 years. They said I should come here if I was looking for articles in the Gazette from the 40s and 50s.
That's about the Phantom. This is my moment.
And thanks to the secret archives, it's the last you will ever enjoy.
One a day. Ever since they put the last 50 years of their archives online, I'm a lost cause.
We agreed if you didn't complete the entire course, you had to clean the archives.
Gordon Harris, when he wasn't fired, they shipped him home and stuck him in archives. Pretty much the same thing.
Hack into their photo archives and run facial rec?
Yeah. Got this from Brooklyn Residential's archives. Year Jacoby graduated.
All he'll say is that he got a phone call.
From who?
I have no idea, but I fully intend to kill them too.
Now it's all done electronically.
Well, if this is a case file, can you get your hands on it?
I know someone back at the archives.
Default.
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 But Diane controls the purse strings.
Only by default. Default. Default.
Father, Mommy?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I'm sort of a Fami by default. By default. I was in aerospace and I got transitioned out of my job.
Manchester was one of the first settlers, wound up becoming their leader by default. By default.
That I'm making myself a celebrity. Not one of them will be interviewed or appear on TV, so I do it all by default.
And you're becoming a leader.
In April, about 70% of those cows were either sick or dead, and by Christmas, he had defaulted on his payments and the bank took his house.
Did Rome actually default on?
No. Oh, okay, because your face is just my default face.
You seen this mug lately? Euphoria's its default setting.
Men with financial records showing default loans totaling over $35K. Okay.
Opie's your default, Ollie. It's part of your smoldering charm.
Resolution.
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 High def. 1280 by 720 lines of resolution, bounced lighting, and dark sheets so you don't get a kick off the...
Madam President, I have to wonder if this resolution couldn't be used against other offshoot religious groups.
Absolutely not.
Seriously?
New Year's resolution. How about that? Moving on.
Yeah, you would.
You got any New Year's resolutions, Princess Di?
Yes.
What are they?
To stop dating my dealer.
Maybe you should look into flights. To pre-process. Improve resolution.
We can use FFmpeg and toss it into Final.
Sorry. That's actually an old resolution. Make more eye contact.
So those were New Year's resolutions then, huh? That looks like a long list. You better get on it.
Oh, you're gonna have to talk to him sooner or later.
Well, isn't that what New Year's resolutions are for?
Tonight, you'll get ultimate fighting at the ultimate resolution.
Disagreement without prospect of resolution. Yeah, fuck you, Jack. Give me back the whore.
You know, maybe Clinton was right. Maybe we do need conflict resolution.
I know you guys will come around.
My post-SLOC resolution was to stop giving liars second chances.
When? Hey, I need to see if you can write the resolution on this.
Sure.
Flesh.
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 Well, there is no next life. The flesh, it rots in the earth. It rots.
When you take away the flesh, there's only the soul.
I flesh and blood. I flesh and blood. I flesh and blood. Isn't it only natural I'd want a relationship with you?
The sorrow that delivers us thus changed makes you think so.
Best of my flesh, forgive my tyranny, but do not say for that, forgive our Romans.
You know what I've seen this heathen's brothers do? I've seen them strip the flesh clean off a man while he's still breathing.
They tried to pick her up off the bed and the flesh just fell off her back. It just fell off. God, you don't want to hear about that.
How does it feel now that your targets are no longer mere ideas, but flesh and bone?
A brutal killer betrayed by the frailty of his own flesh.
They're just our employers, they're not our flesh and blood.
Thomas, don't be so okay.
Is there nothing left on Earth that you respect?
She's my flesh and blood.
She's my creation.
There's doubts about this program, but just let me flesh it out first, and then I promise we can address any questions that you might have.
Bronze.
Bronze. Bronze.
Bronze.
Bronze.
They called this statue the Sforza, and it was gonna be the largest bronze statue ever built. But wouldn't you know it, war broke out, and bronze became scarce.
Bronze stars, bronze stars, bronze star, silver star.
So why would someone want to kill our victim for his war medals?
In art.
Because this particular piece just happened to have a bronze fist in it. Bronze fist in it. Bronze fist in it.
You're still the same man that won the Golden Gloves at 22. Bronze Star in Afghanistan. Same man.
I'm half a man.
If you want to find out, there's a bronze statue of a mammoth at the southwest corner of Ebert Park.
A bolo for Ben Turner, aka Bronze Tiger, which BTW is a terrible nickname because tigers are not bronze.
I want the bronze rounds 5'10" model.
Confirming that's the HB.
And whoever kills that fucking hornblower will stand in bronze above the shores of Pai!
She won a bronze medal for Bulgaria in the shot put. She now works here and eats me out of house and home.
Guard captain.
Do you have the enchanted sword?
No, I have a bronze dagger.
You can't slay the guard captain with a bronze dagger. My lord, it's like the car key in your apartment door all over again.
Aggregate.
Aggregate. Aggregate.
Aggregate.
Aggregate.
Aggregate, concrete aggregate, traces of dried algae, and peregrine falcon feces.
Got me a copy here. See for yourself. It's an aggregate of your digital footprint. Basically, it analyzes all your online habits. It can direct anyone to your
Time, but in the aggregate,
it can take out an entire building. That box right there.
Now, what we might be able to do is recreate him. Recreate him in the aggregate.
The what?
Samson, you're going to sell bulk. What's the big deal?
How about the aggregate amount of that?
So, listen, Andrew, when you relabel the box...
When's a little
What are you doing?
The top speed of the drunk train is 73 miles per hour, and you factor in an aggregate of 32 boobs per car, 28 of which are motorboatable, and you divide that by... No! This is all...
Yeah, it uses a targeted algorithm to aggregate content without getting tripped up by all that sneaky SEO bullshit.
Intern Puppy Dog has skills.
What website?
You've heard of economybrain.com.
Yes, it's a financial news aggregate blog and discussion forum that attracts an intelligent level of debate.
And the commenters have a very high opinion of your analyses.
Noxious.
Noxious. Noxious. Noxious.
Noxious.
To mimic conditions on Mars as well as discourage any cheating, the simulation is filled with noxious gas. Noxious gas. Noxious gas.
Okay?
Dr. Hodgins foolishly inhaled noxious gases emanating from the remains and...
Pray do not keep us waiting. We have our own lives to lead. Come along, daughters.
The vapours in this room are most noxious to a child's lungs.
By pairing it with noxious smells, nausea-inducing medication, low-grade electric shock.
What is that noxious smell?
It's an experiment. I'm assessing.
That has an elegant subtlety to its noxious odor.
As I watched his last noxious breath leave his body.
Lactose intolerance? He can tolerate small amounts of non-fat ice cream without producing a noxious gas that I maintain in the right concentration could be weaponized.
Dwarf.
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 Going to be easy, but mark my words. The green energy revolution is going to dwarf the technology revolution.
Yeah.
Fear is good. Use it as a weapon. Yeah. Bill, what is that thing? A dwarf? Dwarf? Dwarf?
No, that's my gnome stick.
Okay, whatever.
You know, I bet there was someone hiding inside.
No, a dwarf, maybe. Just like Edgar Allan Poe, suspected in the case of Mazo's chess playing, huh?
You certainly raised the bar. I hear I even lost my Russian dwarf.
He was Serbian Roma.
This is exactly my point. People go around calling you a midget when you want to be called a dwarf. Of course you're going to blow your head off.
Okay, well, do you want to look like a prostitute or a dwarf?
Warning. That's a warning.
We need smaller ones for dwarfs and children.
Yes, dwarf bikes, of course.
Dwarf star alloy that fires lasers at people?
Well, they aren't lasers. That'd be ridiculous.
Boneless. Some scholars believe that he was a disabled dwarf who was carried into battle on his shield. He was a great warrior.
You think I'll stand here and take this from you, dwarf?
Dwarf.